Jai Gurudev, everyone. So happy Kalaratri day. Today we worship this wonderful form of Jagadamba. That aspect of Devi, actually not everybody can appreciate that aspect of Devi. You know, for a mind which is very agitated, she appeared very terrifying, no? Wild. Look at her hair. But in reality, in that aspect of mother, she is a calmness. Because Kal means darkness, no? In that deep darkness, she absorbed everything. Actually, those who have done silent meditation, especially who have done the element earth meditation when we are in the cave, when you're in the cave, there is pitch black. It's complete darkness. In that state of mind, when you are in the cave, there is a complete state of silence, which you don't find outside. You are completely inside the womb of the mother. And in that state, even if you want to think, you can't think. Actually, Ma Bhagavati, she represents that aspect of bhakti where the mind is fully absorbed into that calmness. The mind is not agitated by anything. Krishna, when we talk about Krishna, na, she calls everybody, the one which attracts everyone. Na? But what can attract everything if it is not a black hole? Na? So that darkness attracts everything. And Krishna is the most attractive, but pull everything. But you have to allow yourself to be pulled by him. You have to become like a magnet. You have to become the negative. He's pulling. He's positive. You are the negative. You have to be negative nowadays. You see? Very good. You are all negative. So this is where the magnetism happens between you and him. But very often you just want to be positive. You want to be absorbed into the world outside. Your mind is so distracted. You know, yet you want peace. But he accepts everyone. You know, he loves you the way you are. But do you love yourself the way you are? You know, this is the point. He loves you. He have created you. He knows your flaws. You know, he knows your fault. He knows your limitation. But still, he is love. He loves you. Out of his love, he's reminding you of what you have inside of you. You know, today I was talking with Mayuran. You know, he asked me some question and I was answering him. You know, when we look at nature, we observe nature. Nature is in constant giving. No? Mother Nature always gives. And she provides under the direction of the Supreme Lord. She provides for everybody. Myron asked me, where is he? Ah, he's with a baby. Ah, he's there. What was your question? I can't remember myself. Huh? Ah, okay, whatever. No, he asked a question and I answer him. You know, Bhagwan accept everybody the way they are. But the willingness of oneself, giving oneself to him, that not everybody can do. And that's what is important. You know. For him, he's not a problem. He don't have any problem with your fault. He don't have any problem with your sin. He will absorb everything. That's why he said, those who surrender to me, I clean them completely from all their sin. Sarva dharmam parityagyam mam ekam shram rajana. I clean them and I provide for them. You have heard that so many times. You have heard that when you took initiation. You have heard that when they give a lecture. Those who surrender to me, he said it, Those who come to me, by the willingness of myself, I come to you. No? Not because, yes, it is fancy, it is beautiful, let me try it. No. That sincerity of love, when I was saying yesterday about love, is that sincerity. I am giving myself to you, and I want to love you. That is love. So, to know the grace of God, how He accepts. There is a beautiful passage in the discussion between a devotee of Lord Shiva and Shiva himself, actually. Bhagavad Pada, his name is. He said to Lord Shiva, you must accept me the way I am. If I have all the animal quality inside of me, which everybody have, you know. We have progressed through nature itself, you have progressed through, through evolution. That samskaras is still inside, that animalistic quality, the tamasic quality is still inside. So Bhagavad Pada said to Lord Shiva, you have to accept me the way I am. Said, even if I still have the animal quality inside of me, I am yours. No? There's one bhajan that I always sing. Jaisa ho tumhara, Gurudeva daya karke mujhko apna lena, papi hu ya kapti hu, jaisa ho tumhara hu. I can be the most sinful person, you know, Gurudev, but I am yours. You know? I can be how I am, but I belong to you. This is the clarity which the mind must have. But we belong to Him. No matter how, we are His. Or her. You know, in that form she's everything. She's both. There's no male, there's no female into it. You know. So Shiva, Bhagavad Pada said to Lord Shiva, I still have my animalistic quality inside of me. But you must accept me. Why must Shiva accept? He gave the explanation. And he said, look, your vehicle is Nandi. No? If you could accept Nandi, you could accept me. If you could accept Nandi as an animal to be the dearest to you, you have to accept me the way I am. There's a catching point. We'll come to that later on. Don't think that, yes, okay. So then he carried on. He said, I'm full of sin. No, I try my best to change, but I can't change. No. But you have to accept me. Why? You have Chandra on your head, the moon, the crescent. Chandra have done a great sin in his life. He have slept with Brihaspati's wife, Tara, and got a son. But in spite of knowing what he have done, you have him on your head. You must accept me. So the sin and the animalistic quality, both are inherent inside of human. No? Then he said, if you could accept your ornament as a snake, you know, which is a double, has a forked tongue, you can accept me with this quality. And Lord Shiva was so pleased with him. Then he said, but Bhagavan, only you can accept me if I give myself to you? This is the catching point, The point is that we close ourselves so much in our drama. We appeared a certain way on the outside. We repel everybody else. We like to be in the negative, but the negativity holds so much reality, if you can perceive that. That's why behind these negativity there's a certain reality. People act in a certain way because they don't know better. Life have never teach them anything better. Bhagavan have called you upon that path. Ma Bhagavati, Jagat Janani, when we look at her in that majestic form today, she appeases the mind. She consumes the mind. She brings the mind in that state of calmness, state of equalness, state of non-duality. Here, what she's reminding everybody. You see, we like to keep. We don't like to express ourselves. I'm not talking about you bhaktas, you are devotees, we like expression. We like to express ourselves. Just now you see, we were all very expressive. But very often, each one holds something deep inside. And yet, that little thing that we hold doesn't make us free. Doesn't make one advance. Because we hold on this fear. Because by holding, you see, you hold on to fear. There's a beautiful story of a man. He went with his wife. They live in California. They went and so they went for a last holiday. So the couple was not working very, good. So they said, let's try. In case it don't work, then we separate. So they went on a holiday for 3 weeks. Not a single time they spoke with each another. Hey. So not a single time they spoke to each another. They were grumpy. One was one side, the other one was the other side. So on the way, actually, she knew that where he grew up, their family house is there. And she wanted so much to visit. So she asked her husband, let's visit your family house. Then he opposed. He said, there's nothing there. What do you want to visit? What is there? It's just a ruin. This house has been abandoned since I was small. There's nothing. So, but she insisted. Finally, because it was very near, so they stopped in front of the house. So as he stopped in front of the house, memories start to arise inside of him. He started to think. So she got down from the car, opened the old gate, which were falling down, and grasses was that high. So she traced her way to the door of the house, which was falling apart. So as she was there, he didn't come out of the car. So she called him, said, come. He said, no, I don't have anything to do here. I said, okay. fine, I'm going to see around. But then he came. So as he came, he traced his way back to the entrance. As he came to the house, he entered the living room. You see, when you have seen the living room, you know the living room, how it is. Your childhood memory, you know the house. But when you see it in a ruined state, what would you say? So he started to talk. He started to say, you know, when I was small, there was a couch here where we will take nap during the day. And he was describe the living room, how it used to be. And there was such a joy that arose. They didn't speak for 3 weeks. But yet, when they were back into that state, that childhood which were hidden inside of him, awake. So he started to tell how it was. That what he closed deep inside, that what he didn't want to see. But yet he had to face that reality. So he saw the place and he started explaining to her how it was. Then he moved to the kitchen. He explained how the kitchen used to be, where the stove was, where the dining table was, and they went to the room. When he went to the room, a painful memory arose inside of him. He remembered how his parent died, how he became an orphan. That person who was full of loving, that child who was full of loving, happy, but close up completely because what happened in his life? What happened in his life was that he was shifting places every week. 1 week to an auntie, another week to the uncle, another week to the grandfather. So like that was his life. So when he went to his auntie, there was a rack where they put all their coat or the string, and down their shoes, and there will be the name of her children. So there was one rack which was empty. And he asked his auntie, can I put my things here and put my name also? And the auntie said, no. You will not stay here for long. Next week you will be somewhere else. At the same time, the grandfather entered and said to him, I will come and collect the calf next week. So in his mind, he was just a thing. He was just an animal who was being shifted from one place to the other. So he closed up that idea of love. And that's what he wanted, actually. He wanted to love. He wanted to feel that love. But he could not. So by relating that in that place to his wife, he opened up. And he opened up, he said what he wanted but to feel that love, to feel that happiness which others could feel, but he never felt. So he closed. So his wife understood. But whenever they decide to go for paint war, whatever, to go for a walk outside, not for a walk, paintball, I don't know how you call it. Paintball, bullet, whatever. So actually what he wanted to say, I wanted to be with you. How she perceived it. Before that incident, before he opened up, she used to think that, yes, we don't spend much time together, But he didn't. He could not express that, But whenever he said, okay, let's do something dramatic, into the outside, actually he wanted to say, let's go and be outside together. I want to be with you outside together. When he said no, when they planned to go out, and yet he said, no, let's watch a movie and stay at home. Actually, he wanted to say, I want to treasure that moment to be with you here. But he didn't have that capacity of expressing himself because he didn't know about it. So at that moment, he opened up. He realized also that life, whatever he wanted really, was given to him. Not the way he understood, but the way how it have to be. But he was not open. He was not, from his side, he was closed until that moment where he opened up. When he opened up, then he could see his wife completely in a different way. He could see the house where he grew up in a completely different way. At that moment, he had that gratitude. He had that joy again, which awake inside of him. So he hugged his wife. So there were no question of divorcing from that moment. So he lived in 96 years old. I don't know whether it was her or not, but just to show you that very often in life, you go in a space of closeness. Thanks to bhakti, you open up. And Ma Bhagavati represent that, that multitude of possibilities in your life. When Ma Bhagavati said, yes, I am your mother. Kalaratri, I am here. I will absorb everything. Come to me. Like Krishna said, come, surrender. But that have to come from you. That willingness, to open up, then the whole help will flow towards you. Otherwise, you will close into your own desire. Earlier, we were hearing the story of Raktabij, how Raktabij, when he was killed by many Devis, each time the blood fall down, another demon arise. This is the mind which is full of desire. When one desire is gone, another desire will come up. When other desire is fulfilled, another desire will come up. So there is an endless of desires in one life. Thousands and thousands of desires. Throughout lives, you have just sprung like demon, like Raktabij, inside you have desire one after the other, thinking that will make you happy. And you're running to fulfill this. You become slave to that. You don't become slave to Bhagwan. You don't become slave to God. You become slave to your own desire. Fulfilling these desires. Running behind these desires. Fulfilling. Thinking that, yes, I will be happy. Where is that happiness? You're just running. Fulfilling that desire. Said, no. Come to that point of calmness. Come to that point of absorption. Where the mind doesn't run towards this desire. Be free of this desire. You will attain what is truly love. Otherwise, you will still stay on that cycle. Keep fulfilling. Raktabij will be born in many ways. So, Ma Bhagavati, when we hear the Devi Mahatyam, you have to understand what he is saying. So, let's ask Ma Bhagavati, Kalaratri, to bless all but the mind, like I was saying, let that mind be absorbed in Krishna. But that mind become serene, that mind become calm. It's not get agitated by all kind of desires which awake. So that you can fulfill your life purpose. When would you fulfill your life purpose? When death is knocking at your door? Then you say, yes, I want to live life truly how it have to be. No, allow life to take its course itself. No? It's sad to see that so many people doesn't realize to that point. when you have that opportunity. God have given you that opportunity. Life have given you such opportunity which doesn't come very often. Take that and let it manifest through your being. Let it manifest through you. Let it shine through you. Don't hold it inside. So, I wish you all a blessed night. Jai Gurudev.